Hey there, we have managed to create this application up to this point. That is for both class A and B. I know C is one step behind the rest of the classes. I want us to see how we can move from this point. See, we managed to have the home screen, orders, settings, and profile. But you notice what is happening on the up bar, the blue part, it's always the same. So let's see how we can address that, excuse me, so that that is not constant. Again, these menus here are applying for all the screens, yet that might not be what we want to have. So look at what I will do. I'll go to my main, which is where the up bar is located, this one here, and do away with it. I'll just comment on it so that you see my point. Actually, why not cut it? Copy. I'll copy this so that I can use it somewhere else and then comment on it. Just save to refresh. You see this is gone from the main screen. Now I can go to each and every screen within the navigation bar and add an up bar with the menus that apply to the logic and the content that will be in those screens. So let's start with the home screen. Here, I add an up bar. I will just replace this. Maybe okay, we can just use these icons for now. Main color. We don't need a title that has OBS. When we were doing this, we were just trying to illustrate some point. So here I could say, because this is the home screen, I could say home screen. Need to import get here. My point is, each and every screen on the app bar here can have its own menus, and this is ideal because sometimes the refresh icon might not apply on the settings screen. So we want to have each and every screen here having its own menus. Let's especially on the home screen, really we don't want to. Okay, we can refresh and have settings. Let me go to another screen like orders. Inside scaffold, up bar, paste this here. It's already an up bar, so we don't need this. Import main color so that it gets the file from which we have defined all those colors. Get, and then give the screen a different title. This is orders, my orders, or just orders. So that now on every screen you can customize the navigation, or rather what the icon buttons here do. Look at that. Now inside orders we have that. I think we still have OBS here that is not needed. Title is just supposed to be text. There you go. You can do the same here. Let me do that very fast. Actually, for the two screens, very fast. So consider having each screen having its own app bar so that you can customize the kind of menus and work and logic that really should be implemented by those screens. There we go. This is under what screen? Profile. I think it's sorted. We can now go to settings, do the same very fast. We lost the property. Okay, import the files that need to be linked with this. So this is part of what I wanted to do today, so that you divorce the different screens from the app bar that is on the main screen, and also make sure that your dashboard or the screen that has the bottom navigation bar doesn't have an up bar, because this would look at what this would do. Look at that. We wouldn't want this. So the screen that has the bottom navigation bar shouldn't have an up bar. so that we only have that kind of view. Now, the only screens that have up bar are the ones that are linked to the bottom navigation bar. I want you to apply this so that we are able to make progress. Again, today I want us to focus on developing this screen. Excuse me. Assume your project is about books, for example, library management system. What would the home screen or the dashboard, let me call it home screen, have? It would have a summary of what is happening on your system. How many users do you have? How many books do you have? How many books have been borrowed? How many books have been lost? That summary should be on the home screen. So I want us to really just develop this home screen very fast. So I'll go here on the body of the home screen and remove this. Let's start by removing this center. Instead of center, we can have column. So I'll have column, column widget. Column has a property called children, which allows us to have a lot of properties here. So let me start by having a text view here. We just want to hard code this screen so that we see how it comes out. Hi, James. Look at that, where that appears. No problem. For now, we can keep going. And then in here, we want to design the entire dashboard. But let's make this a bit more appealing, this text view. So look at what I will do. I wrap it with padding so that I allow some spaces around it. Let me refresh. Okay, I will increase the font style. Text style. I think my fonts are too huge. I've been having to shift that. Anyway, that's okay. Font weight. Very important to keep varying your font weight. It brings a very good effect on the appearance of your code. Font weight. Pick one of the constants here, like 700. Look at that. And then I will increase the font size to maybe 20. Look at that. And then what can we do also? Maybe that would do. Now we want to develop that screen which has the summaries. So here, after the text view, I want to have a grid view. And just come with me. Let's see how this will look like. So grid. Okay, am I outside text view? Outside, sorry, it should be here. Can't be. It's inside the column here. Grid view. Grid view dot builder. And here I'm supposed to come up with a grid to represent my icons, or rather my dashboard really. Okay, so for this one, this is required, so we cannot do away with it. I want to use the silver. Okay, let me see the options that I have. Silver grid delegate with fixed cross axis. Just use that for now. And now with this, we are supposed to provide how many items we should have on the cross axis. So let me say on the cross axis, I only need 2 tiles. So I write that 2 tiles there. We will put in the other properties later. What about the item builder? Right here, we are supposed to tell Flutter how it will create the rest of the grid. In other words, what items should be shown on every grid. When I talk of a grid, think of a table. A table has intersection between the rows and the columns, and those are the tiles we want to put there. So allow me to call a method here to build this for us. So outside here, outside this is the widget, the method called build. Outside here we can have a method that builds that particular layout. So look at what I will do. Item builder. Okay, one minute. We need to state how many items we have here. Yes. One minute. Can either be one of these two methods. Okay, we can just use this. So we can say return. And then here we are supposed to provide the layout of every item in the grid. Excuse me. So every item in the grid has a pattern, a design. That's what we are supposed to come up with here. So let me assume that is actually a container. A container. And this container has a what? Height of 100. Let me refresh, see what is happening. Nothing yet. And we can give it some color so that we can begin to see it on the other side. Main color. Now we need to provide the number of items that we have here. Item count, very important. How many items do you have? Let's assume we have like 4. Let's refresh this. Still not able to build. Container height. Let me add the width 100. Right, so let me see what we are missing. By now it should be showing something. The appearance of the 4. 2 items on the cross axis. Let me provide some more. Okay, aspect ratio, we can do 1.1. I'll explain what that means. Turn a container. Grid builder 4. Let me see the other properties that we are missing that are important. Okay, let's use shrink wrap and set it to true. Yeah, very important, shrink wrap. Okay, so we have said we have let me do away with this shrink wrap. This child aspect ratio for now, and let's keep developing this because it shows the design of every item. So I'll give it some padding. Give it some padding. That's okay. And now you can see we have 4 containers. Why 4? Because of these 4. Why are they 2 on the cross axis? Because of these 2 here. Where is it? I thought I had a 2 here. This one here. So that's why there are 2. Let's style this container using decoration. Decoration. Box decoration. By now you need to be familiar with how we are styling containers. Border radius. Border radius. This is not only, we want to use for all, and that is all. so that this appears on all the sides, and then radius, sorry, not context, radius, then dot, do you have circular? Yes, circular, and then you provide the size like 30. Okay, what happened to our border radius? Did we miss or mess on anything here? Okay. Oh yeah, they're there. It's just that they are not colored. So unless we color them, we cannot see them. So let's keep decorating. Now let's color this. Color, main color. There you go. You see, they're taking shape. Now we want each of these to present some information. So look at what I will do. We have not used the child property of the container, and that I can use here, child. And I will have another column here, column, children, and inside this, then I will present the information that I want to present. So for every tile, I want to show an icon, a title, and some number. Let me hard code one here. Text. I write available books. Then here I will write text 300. I need an icon. Icon, the widget dot icons. Sorry, what am I doing? A minute. Icons dot, I don't think we have an icon. Oh, we have an icon for book. That's okay. Now look at this. It appears there and we can decorate it. Let's decorate this first. We need it to be at the center of the tile. So what do? This is a column. So main axis alignment, main axis alignment dot center, that moves the content to the center. Of course, we can increase the styling of this. So style dot text style. This is not text. Text style. This is font size. I think 20 would do. All right. Then we can have a heavier font weight here. All right. This, excuse me, I need to take T. Right. This part here, textile, we can copy that here, but vary a few things. This can be slightly smaller. This weight can be slightly different. And the icons also, we need to change them, but the tiles themselves shouldn't be of color blue. We can change that to color white and then this to color blue and see how that looks like. So let me go to the container itself, or we can try using with opacity 0.1. Let's see how that looks like. Not bad. And I want to leave the styling to you, but when we change the container opacity to 0.1, then we get this, which I think it's good for now. The icon is too small. Look at what we will do here. Size 50. Okay. And I think the icon color can also be some primary color with some opacity. Main main color dot with opacity 0.5. Let's see how that looks like. Okay, we can increase it to 0.8. You can play around this. Now, I don't want to, so that these icons don't look the same, and I really want you to take time and decorate them further. So that they don't look the same, instead of hard coding this information here, I will remove the icon here and the number here and the title here. So I will create a list just here. Let me call it list titles, and here I will put a number of titles. One is available books. Hope I'm writing the right thing. Books. 2, users. So why not just write books? Books, users, lost books, borrowed books. We can stop at that point. Take note of how many these items are. This constant is complaining because it's forcing us to make these a constant. So you can make these a constant, or sorry, not even a constant. You need to make it a final. So what you need to do is to just take this off the constructor, and since it is not changing, we can put it here. Take note of how many items are in our list. 1, 2, 3, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's have a similar number of values for these titles. Copy values. In other words, I'm saying for the books, books, we have whatever I write here, 1,000. For users, we have 400. Lost books, 200. Borrowed books. In future, this data will be coming from the server. For now, we can just hard code it. There's one more thing that we need, and you can put it here. Icons. And this is actually icon data, So let's put the icons here. Icons dot, the first one, books. You can keep varying this. Users, icons dot persons. Is it group or persons? Really, you can check which one represents what you want to use here. Icons, moving fast so that the video is not very long. Icons dot look for the right icons. I'll just pick an icons randomly here. Icons dot another one to represent books here. Now I just formatted my code, and then that's what I have. Now we need to use that here, and that should be very, very easy. Look at what I will do here. Here I will call I just deleted the name of the icon. So look at what I should do. Icon data. And what is icon data? The array that I have just placed at the top there, this one. Icon data. Then I want to access a specific one. It is really important that you take note of this. When we used item builder here, we passed the index, which shows the position of every tile. So index here shows the position of each and every item here. So if I just do index here, then I'll be able to access from the 0th one to the last one. We need to do the same thing here. Excuse me. Titles because this is where I have the titles, into index. Okay, then do the same thing here. Was it values? Yes, values into index. Now see what happens to our code here. I think I missed this here. See what happens to our code. It's now picking the different entries on our list here. I want you to hard code this list like I have done. Come up with some data. You can increase this. If you want to add another tile here, you only need to increase this. And by the way, instead of hard coding the 4, we can even get it from this list because it's the same. So I can now change this to titles because it's a list dot length. Nothing changes. But if I wanted to increase the number of tiles, I could add one here. What could that be? New books or recent books. Recent books. If you have an icon for that, because these three lists must have the same number of elements. Otherwise, your application will develop issues or will crash. What we call array out of bounds exception. You definitely will get that. Let me pick some random application here. Icon here. And then here I can add 60. And since they're strings, we need to quote. Look at that. So that's what you need to do to add in new items into your list. And you can keep adding. What happened to my, why is it not showing? Okay, let's review. We added one here, here. It's forcing it to, you must have two. So because of the nature of the builder we picked, then we need to add another one. When we're dealing with books, what could that be? Let me just say admin stuff. Icons dot, we have an icon called group. Yes. Still not able to get. Sorry, it was just refreshing. I even think the one we did first should work. But there you go. That's what I want you to do today. Develop a dashboard or a home screen for your application. Customize those menus to your, if you're dealing with orders, you have number of orders, processed orders, waiting orders. Just try come up with a screen that really looks good and captures what you're doing on your project. I'll be catching up with you in the next class. Thank you.